On December 30th, Airbus concluded 2021 on a high note, landing a substantial order from Aviation Capital Group. This came just days after finalizing a larger order with Air Lease Corporation and confirming arrangements with Qantas and the Air France KLM Group just 2 weeks previously. So what can we expect from the European plane maker in 2022, given this massive surge of optimism that'll arrive at the end of 2021? Will we see another surge of new airplanes in 2022? Make sure to stay tuned until the end to find out. Hey guys, welcome to another amazing video from Aviation News. Today in this video, we'll be talking about a possible surge of new airplanes that we can expect in 2022, and we'll dive much more into the details as we further get into the video. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to make sure you never miss any updates or videos from us. Now come, let's take a closer look. The year 2022 will be critical for Airbus and the A321XLR, with hundreds of orders for its extra-long-range A321neo variant already placed. The plane maker will need to make sure its first functioning prototype is safe to fly and passes all certification tests before mass production can begin. This essential airworthiness testing will take place during the next year. Philippe Munn, Airbus's Executive Vice President of Programs and Services, affirmed to Aviation Week Network in June 2021 that flight tests will take place in 2022 with an entrance into service of the aircraft in 2023. This timeframe appears to be accurate, as Airbus unveiled an almost finished A321XLR at the beginning of December last year. As a result, several of the customary milestones for any new aircraft type entering service will be met in 2022, including structural testing on the ground. This is the first flight. A flying test campaign in which the jet will be put through its paces. The following are some of the actions that are part of the testing. Experiments with water consumption. Takeoff experiments at low speeds. Tests for flutter takeoffs and landings were turned down. In order to obtain a type certificate, the aircraft and its engines should be certified by EASA and the FAA. Moving on, the year 2021 marked the formal launch of Airbus A350F program, which added a freighter variant to the company's flagship wide-body twinjet. While this new and incoming type hasn't enjoyed the same kind of astronomical success as the A321XLR in terms of orders, the plane maker has already found buyers from all over the world. Air Lease Corporation has placed an order for 7, Singapore Airlines has placed an order for 7, CMA CGM has placed an order for 4, and the Air France KLM Group has placed an order for 4. While orders are slowly trickling in and computer mock-ups and promotional visuals are being created, the type is still a long way from being ready for use. In reality, Airbus looks to be planning to deploy the first of these aircraft in 2025. As a result, Airbus will quietly develop the A350F in the background in 2022 while continuing to gather interest in orders for the plane. In 2022, Airbus will most likely wish to put an end to its continuing feud with Qatar Airways over the A350's accelerated surface degradation condition. On the one hand, Qatar Airways and the Qatar Civil Aviation Authority argue that the deterioration poses a safety risk. Qatar Airways' fleet has been grounded by the aviation regulator, and the airline has refused to take additional aircraft of the type until a solution is found. Airbus, on the other hand, claims that the degradation is mainly cosmetic, citing the European Aviation Safety Agency's or EASA lack of concern. In late January 2021, Airbus went on record as announcing it would perform a legal evaluation of an unnamed carrier's comments, largely believed to be Qatar Airways. Shortly later, the Middle Eastern carrier went a step further by filing a lawsuit against the plane maker. The airline has filed a formal legal claim with the High Court of the United Kingdom in London. Should this lawsuit progress to trial, we should learn more about the scope of the problem in 2022. While both sides appear to be adamant in their respective stances, there's a remote chance that a settlement can be reached outside of court, keeping facts from being made public. It would be great to see Airbus announce the launch of new types in 2022, albeit this is more of a wish list than a concrete prediction. Because there has been a public desire for longer versions of existing Airbus types, stretching would be the essential term here. An A220-500, a stretched version of the A220-300, is one of the theoretical kinds that have been floated as a possibility. Air Baltic, Air France, and to a lesser extent Breeze Airways are among the airlines that have expressed interest in the longer A220. While Airbus stated in August 2020 that a stretch of the A220 was not a priority, a year and a half is a long time, and this possibility may have risen to the top of the company's priority list. At the same time, Breeze CEO David Neeleman has stated that an A220-300 with extra fuel tanks would be a welcome addition to the airline's transatlantic capabilities. So perhaps an A220-300LR is in the cards. It's difficult to determine how likely this is in the immediate term, as it may not be a top priority for the plane maker. We don't know if additional A220 variations will be introduced, but we do know that the plane maker will prioritize increasing the production pace of the present A220 types. We reported in May 2021 that Airbus was soliciting interest in a stretched A321 or something that could be referred to as an A322. Airbus, on the other hand, put its foot down a month later, telling the media that there was no such thing. Airbus Chief Commercial Officer Christian Scherer confirmed the company's position on the rumors at the same time, saying, regarding the stretch, I wish the existing A321neo, A321LR, and XLR models were available earlier. I don't believe there's a need to stretch their plans at this time. While that would be thrilling to behold, the chances of Airbus launching such as an aircraft in the near future appear to be slim. Airbus will continue to pursue its sustainability programs in 2022, as it did in 2021. Hydrogen for the long-term and biofuel compatibility for the short-term. Airbus stated in June that it would open 2 specialized Zero-Emission Development Centers, or ZEDC, in France and Germany, with locations dedicated to developing and assembling liquid hydrogen tanks. These will be fully operational by 2023, with the first test flight scheduled for 2025. Another ZEDC was announced in December in Spain, focusing on carbon fiber tanks, non-propulsive energy, and fuel cell cooling and fiber optics processes, while another Airbus entity up next will focus on developing and proving hydrogen-powered non-propulsive energy. In the immediate term, Airbus will continue to collaborate with partners to develop aircraft that can run entirely on biofuel rather than the partial blends that are now being used. In late October 2021, Airbus completed an A319neo test flight on one engine using unblended, 100% sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF. Initial findings from the European plane makers' ground and flight tests are expected this year, with the goal of eventually getting 2 engines running on 100% unblended SAF. The prospect that Airbus may introduce blackout dimmable windows in its A350s in 2022 is a lesser level of excitement. Airbus told Simple Flying that carriers will have the option of deploying an electro-dimmable variant with windows that gives, quote, 99.9% sunlight blocking performance, which will be controlled via a tablet. While consumers have a love-hate relationship with this feature, airlines may use it as a means to save crew time and money by dimming and resetting windows throughout the cabin at the touch of a button. We don't have any precise dates for when passengers will be able to experience this for themselves, other than the anticipation that it'll be available in 2022. Overall, Airbus appears to be in for an interesting year. With the A380 program officially over, the company can focus on scaling up production of its most popular models while preparing for the A321XLR's arrival into service. While the A350 manufacturing issue does not appear to be as serious as Boeing's 787 production issues, it is something to keep an eye on. What Airbus project or initiatives excite you the most in 2022? Would you like to see an extended A220 or A321 from the plane maker? Let's know in the comments section. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Aviation News, for more such exciting aviation content. See you in the next video.